Today, I am trying something new. Hi everyone, I'm Anna Swan and welcome to the Geeky Gallery. So I was casually strolling my local stationery shop this weekend when I found these. They're the Faber-Castell Graphite Aquarelle pencils, which basically means it's a water-soluble graphite pencil. Now, I don't know if I've been living under a rock for these past years, but I've never seen these before, and I've also never seen any other artist use them either. Now, when I saw these, I knew I had to get them because if there is one thing that is the bane of my existence as an artist, it's definitely the blending stump. Now, don't get me wrong, I know they have their place in art, and I definitely use them in all of my drawings, but I really just don't like using them. I don't like the feel, I don't like the sound that they make on the paper. So I'm really hoping that these pencils will bridge the gap where I'm able to still create the soft blended look without using the blending stump. So let's jump right in and see what these pencils have to offer.
Right, so here's the plan. I drew this image about 2 years ago when episode 4 of season 2 aired. And if you know, you know. And I use only one pencil for the entire drawing, and it was this one, the Black Wing Pearl. I'm not even sure where I bought this pencil. So I want to do another drawing of my girl Rainice and see if we can create something better with these. Or it might be a total disaster, who knows. So I already drew the basic sketch outline in my sketchbook. So let's get to it. Right. So before I continue with the rest of the drawing, I just want to do the face first. Because as I was drawing, I realized I have no idea how these are going to react once I add the water. So I don't want to do the whole drawing first and then it's a complete mess when I start adding the water. So I want to see how I should approach the rest of the image first. So let's see what happens. So, sorry, quick interruption. After I added the water, I let it dry for a little bit. It probably took around 10 minutes or so. Now, what I am curious about is whether I will be able to erase this after I added the water, because you will see that the graphite bled onto some of the areas that I intend to be highlights. So I just want to see if I'm able to erase after I've added the water. Ooh, I don't think it's completely dry yet. Let's try here. Mm, it does look like it is erasing a little bit. Yeah, it is erasing quite a bit in some places. You just have to wait for it to completely dry. Otherwise, you are going to take the paper with it. But yeah, it's definitely erasing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my pet graphite matte pencils and see if we can add a little bit more contrast to the face, so that the shadows are a little bit more defined. And then I'm going to go in with the water pencils for the rest of the drawing. Right, so I'm done with the clothing, but I'm 100% going to have to go back with my matte pencils to add the shadows and to add some texture. It is definitely taking a lot longer than I expected, if I'm being honest. I don't know if just pencils and the blending stump would have taken this long. But anyway, we will move on to the hair. And then after that, I will go back in with my pencils.
Okay, quick update. I'm having a bit of a hard time with these pencils, to be honest. They obviously act a lot more like watercolor than normal pencils, which is expected, but for me personally, that is a struggle because I am not really good at using paints or watercolor. It's not something that I do regularly, so I have a hard time of letting go, trusting the process, and working with the unpredictability of mediums. So I'm going to go back in with my pet graphite pencils, trying to add a little bit more definition, contrast, darken the shadows. I already did this with the face. It did improve it a little bit, but I'm still not 100% satisfied with it. So I'm also going to try and add more highlights to the image, whether that's going to be erasing some of it or going in with like a white pastel pencil perhaps to try and add more highlights, because I really wanted a very dramatic lighting effect. So I'm going to try and see if we can salvage the image. I have to say it's not too bad. So let's jump in and see what we can do. So it's the next day and I finally finished. This took way longer than I anticipated, and I will show you the final result in just a moment. I just wanted to share my thoughts on using the pencils. So if I compare the two images, I think I like the first one more. It's a lot smoother, it's a lot more dramatic, there are a lot more defined shadows and highlights. Using the aquarelle graphite is a lot more messy, if that's the correct word to use. It's a lot less controlled, a lot less defined than the normal pencils and using the blending stump. Am I going to give up the blending stump? Probably not. I'll continue my search to get rid of those and finally throw them in the bin. But for now, the blending stump I think wins, but I'd love to know what you think. So if you've ever used graphite aquarelle before, what was your experience, and do you have any tips and tricks for using these pencils? Now, if there's any other suggestions on what you want me to draw next, please leave those down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.